I'm great, dude. I'm very excited to talk to you because I've seen you so many times, and I think this is the most excited I've been to see you, man, to be playing Chaos A.D. in its entirety. It's my favorite Sepultura album. So, yeah, dude, are you excited to be
I
playing
mean,
this record?
fuck yeah, man. Might be one of my favorites too, like how can you not feel romantic about Chaos AD? It's such a banger, like
Yeah.
I think I need to sign I need to sign a document that says I'm not responsible for my actions in the end of propaganda,
Yes. Right on. Yeah, dude,
how hard this record hits.
yes, I feel like this record, you're almost like Rage Against the Machine lyric wise, where the lyrics are so pissed off and political and middle finger. I mean, what's that
Yeah.
about, dude? What was going through your mind when you were recording that record?
It was just the time, the time that we were in. And I think finally we had a huge tour for our rise where we went to, I don't know, 50 countries or some crazy number. The Arise tour was insane. And made us really miss Brazil, but also it made us like really wanted to point out the things about Brazil that are fucked up and we wanted the world to know, like the prison jail riot of Manifest, the suicide of the tribe of Caiovas, all these real heavy topics. Um, so it's a really unique record. And then, of course, Territory, one of the most talk songs ever. I've seen Gojira, of course, doing it live. Yeah, it's amazing. With Chino, with Rob Flynn. Um,
Yes.
they haven't asked me yet. I'm still waiting. Um,
That'd be awesome, dude.
just joking. It's just a really cool record, and as far as like the pissed off element, I don't know. It was just that time, that moment. I was feeling all these things, so I was writing about what I know, and I know about Refuse and Resist. Like the riff was felt like a riot, so I was like, I gotta write riot shit.
Tanks on the streets.
Yeah, shit that make people really like go for it. Music that makes you get off your ass and do something. Proactive music. Uh,
Yeah, dude.
and I
It's
heard from by many people that's a really good record to work out too. So I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like even though it's over 30 years old, it's more relevant than ever because it seems like civil unrest is just going up and up. You know, there's riots all the time now, even here in the States. And you
Yeah,
listen to this record and it's like, whoa, it feels like this was written yesterday.
true, true. And that's it's not how we wanted the world to go. We wish we weren't like that, but that's how it is. And similar to Nailbomb, because I just did the Nailbomb tour as well. And it's funny because both of those records were done at the same time. I made Nailbomb at the same time I was making Chaos AD. And both of them lyrically and musically are very angry and pissed off. I think Chaos are a little bit more refined, and Nailbomb is a bit more punk.
Yes.
But it's true. If you listen to the words, the lyrics of Nailbomb, "World of Shit," 24-hour bullshit, religious cancer, and territory, refuse to resist. Biotech is Godzilla. That's now. That's what's it's happening. So it's a bit prophetic, but also it's just how the world is, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's really cool, man. I'm really glad you're doing these tours. I've seen you do a bunch of these old school Sepultura records now. And, you know, I just feel like family is the most important thing. And a lot of people, as they get older, they're like, oh, yeah, I don't really get to talk to my brother anymore. I don't really see them much except for the holidays. How does it feel to be a man, a full-grown man? And you still get to be on stage and you look behind you and it's your brother on the drums. You know, like how cool is that?
It's so cool, man. And the thing I have with Igor is it's unique like magic, like nothing, we have this connection from birth. And the way when the both of us are together, sparks this energy that wild shit goes down in the
Mhm.
crowd, in the show, and it's cool. And it's a broader thing. I noticed that from playing with so many people my whole career. But yeah, like family is very important, and I think like now I'm realizing that more than ever. And I have also my oldest son Igor is playing bass in Cavalera. So I actually like I have my brother in the back, and I look at my left side, and there's my son ripping on the bass, and of course Zion's playing drums for Soulfly, and
Yep.
we're entering our new record in October. And his heartbeat opens Chaos A.D. That's crazy.
Yeah, when he was still in the womb,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's the opener of Chaos A.D. So that's really wild. Now we're at 30 years later, and yeah, we are gonna try a couple cool things, couple different things. We're gonna play Kaiovas the right way, the way that was envisioned in a castle. We're creating that live somehow.
Hmm.
There's gonna be like a some really cool things for the stage. I think it's gonna be an awesome show, man. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait for fans to see it. And the record speaks for itself. It's just so powerful to play that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's great too because, if you're a kid listening, like I was a kid when I first listened to Chaos AD, and I didn't know what you were singing about, and I looked into them like October 2nd, 1992. What's that? So I look it up, I'm like, oh, some crazy riot in Brazil where the police killed all these people, and same thing with Refuse Resist. You look at the video and what is that guy with the tank,
Screaming,
Yeah,
screaming about it.
yeah, yeah. So you learn about Tiananmen Square. So it's
Yeah.
just one of those records, dude, that I think stays with you if you're like me who learns stuff from listening to it.
And that's the cool thing about music and metal. I think that somehow through this journey, I hope that we I don't know, made people's lives better through metal, through music, but also make people more curious. And I think we did that with this record. People were more curious about Brazil, and they wanted to find out more about the tribe, the indigenous situation, or songs like Manifest about Carandiru massacre. Um, we who are not as others about being freaks and
Yeah.
being a society where you don't feel normal, you're total, an outsider of that society. That's what we who are not as others is based upon. Actually, really, really based also on the movie Freaks, actually, because I watched that a couple of times when I was making the record. Um, and then you have Biotech is Godzilla with Jello Biafra's lyrics, which is totally crazy. I remember asking, I was like, Jello, can you do Nazi Punks Part 2? And he's all like, no, I got something better. What about Biotech is Godzilla? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. This is so cool. Only those words only come out of Jello's mind, bro. It's so fucking cool. Like this dark humor that he puts on all the Dead Kennedys shit. When he gave us that for Sepultura, it was a gift.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to have him be part of the record. Yeah,
That's cool, man. I mean, that's one of the few songs on the record. I was going to ask you about this too. Like Biotech is Godzilla, super fast, super, punk, Sepultura, but a lot of Chaos AD is actually slower. It kind of is almost like a South of
yeah,
Heaven, where you're like, whoa, these guys are being slow, but it's heavier. And I have been someone
heavier.
who's wanted to play guitar, and for me, listening to Chaos AD, it felt less intimidating to learn some of those riffs. So it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun I can kind of play these now, and I think I connect more with the record when I can learn how to play the riffs. Was that on purpose to make it a little slower, a little more accessible for maybe even other musicians and things like that, aspiring musicians?
well, I think we were on a four crossroads, and it was a like a fork in a road, and it was this decision time. Do we do Arise Part Two, which actually will be Beneath the Remains, Arise Part Two?
Uh-huh.
Cool, nothing wrong with that. That's cool. Or do we do something new and shock the world? And I option for the shock the world option. Like, fuck it, man. We already did Arise. Arise is great. I,
Yes.
I don't think you actually, I don't think you can make it better than that. That's kind of like, we already reached the mountaintop of that death thresh, Let's go here. And I think also we were listening to, at that time, we were listening to Ministry, New York hardcore, Godflesh, all that went into the record. But as far as the music, yeah, I think it's more fun, a little easier to play riffs like maybe Slave New World is more direct grooves, or even yeah, even Refuse and Resist, very simple but very uh,
Heavy.
heavy and energetic, you slow down, but it doesn't mean you're less heavy. You're still heavy as balls. Maybe
Yes. Even
maybe
heavier, I feel.
maybe heavier, right? You're right.
Yeah.
The end of Territory is a lot of people think is one of the coolest breakdown moments, that fucking build up in that fucking chug is like,
Yeah.
makes you grab a chair and throw it on the wall.
Yeah, dude, lift some weights.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the funny thing, that record was done at the height of grunge. It was, everybody all want to talk about Nirvana and Pearl Jam. Nobody want
Yes.
to know about metal. Like metal was like out of fashion. It was uncool to be metal. And we were like, fuck that. We're proud to be metal, man. Let's do this metal record. So I'm proud of Chaos AD for that, because survived grunge.
Yes, absolutely, man. I love it. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, this is not totally related to Chaos AD, but Sepultura for sure, is my other passion in life is fights. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Alex
Yeah.
Pereira from the
Yeah.
UFC walking out to Sepultura, dude, he's like one of the biggest fighters in the world now. And every
Yeah.
time he walks out, it's always Sepultura. How did you learn about that and how cool is that?
Yeah, so I learned that from my son. My son Zion is really into UFC. And then he's like, yo, Pops, there's this fighter that comes out with your song, and I was like, oh, damn, shit, that's crazy. So that was in the beginning, and then he did it again, and then as he got bigger, it kept doing it,
Yeah.
and it was every time he did it, I had the goosebumps watching live on TV, because that song is deep, man. It's sorry, it was recorded in Brazil, in a tribe, it's all with the natives. It's the indigenous power of the indigenous tribes of Brazil, and that I think that's what Alex connected with. He connected with that source of inspiration. It is great, and I heard even like people like Joe Rogan saying that's one of the best walkout music of all time. You know, which is kind of fucking it is. Like
It
when he
is,
does
yeah.
the bow and arrow, it's like game over, man. Shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Imagine having to fight that guy and you see him doing that. You're like, oh man, what am I
yeah,
doing?
yeah. It's cool. I love UFC. There's some new fighters that are fans. I don't know if you heard of Nicolas Mota.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's a huge fan. Yeah, he loves Sepultura, Soulfly, anything Max in general.
Hell yeah.
I've been in contact with him. My son has been in contact with him, so that's cool. That's like the underground UFC. But that fight he had was insane, man. Like his shorts were all bloody and shit.
Yes.
I know he lost, but fuck, it was a great fight. Like even Dana White was talking about that fight. It was crazy. Uh,
Absolutely,
so
dude.
yeah, I hope he's gonna be, he'll come up in the UFC world because he's a really cool dude.
Right on. Yeah, I have seen his fights. Like I said, I'm super into it. So I know all the underground dudes as well. And Yeah, I want to hear more Sepultura for walkouts, dude. I mean, I feel like you guys made music for that, you know? You get pumped up just hearing it. So,
Yeah, exactly, man. It's cool.
right on, dude. Going back to Chaos AD, something I've always wanted to ask you about. You won't hear this if you listen to it on Apple Music or Spotify, the remastered, but if you have the record, at the end of the record, there's all this crazy demonic laughing.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My dad once was had the album on and then like fell asleep, and then that woke him up, all the laughing, and he's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on?"
Like a
So where
ghost.
did that come from?
So uh people were doing a lot of that in the 90s, hidden tracks, you know.
Yes.
And people put a lot of people put their music. I think we got one in an album where we mix a little bit of Fudge Tunnel and Sepultura together. It's really funny. It's in the end of the album. But this one was like it was actually the laughs that we were doing for the song "We Who Are Not as Others," because what we did was we had all the crew guys that were there in the studio with us. We had everybody do manic laughs, like you're losing your mind, like you're in a madhouse. You know, you are in this sanatorium, losing your head, and you're screaming like a madman, like you're about to die or some shit. And everybody did theirs, you know. And then I think in the end we put all of them together and we made like a hidden track. Yeah, I think it was just one of those ideas. I think I just kind of like said, hey, it'd be cool to have all these crazy maniac laughs in the end of the record as a hidden track, you know. But it's cool that your dad wake up with it. That's cool. You know,
Yeah, he thought he was
that's what
getting
it's supposed
possessed
to
or
do.
something.
But
Like,
that doesn't not on Spotify version doesn't have that, right?
right. Yeah, it's only if you have the record, you know, or the CD or something.
Only the record, right?
Yeah.
Only the CD.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not on
okay.
the
All right.
remaster, it's not on Spotify, not none of that. But it's
It's
kind of
pretty
cool.
much just us. It's just
Yeah.
fucking around. That's what it is.
I love it, dude. Well, last time I talked to you, you were talking about Ozzy Osbourne, listening to your cover of Soulfly that you did Under the Sun. Um,
Yeah.
you know, what went through your mind? I mean, I know the whole world was shocked when he passed away, but what were your first reactions? And I don't know, I just kind of want to get your take on it. It's probably the biggest thing that's happened this year.
So yeah, right. I think like half of me was like sad, but the other half of me was like, man, this guy he had it all. You know, he lived the full life. Like if you want to talk about somebody that had a full life, that's Ozzy. Even though like you couldn't even plan a better way to go out like that. That's crazy. You know, you did your last show and that's it, man. You know, like fucking incredible. Um, I had the honor to hang out with him a bunch of times, and it was cool. And I will hold that memory in my heart forever as one of my favorite times in the world. You know, just hanging out with him and talking. And even at the beginning of Soulfly, he's the kind of like helped me make Soulfly a reality, um, telling me to like fuck it, go for it, you know, make your new band, you know, go after your dream type shit, you know, like
Wow.
from Ozzy. Like if you would have told a young Max Cavalera teenager in Brazil, yeah, Ozzy's gonna help you make a new band, like fuck you, you know, you're out of your mind, you know.
Yeah.
Man, it sucks every time we lose a great one like that, you know. Even man, Brant yesterday, you know.
Yes.
Rest in peace to another great guy. Like, you know, Arturo did a bunch of festivals with Mastodon, and Brent was always fun as hell, man. Life of the party type of guy, you know.
Yeah, that
So
was super weird, dude. So unexpected.
yeah, very unexpected, man. Very, very kind of like out of nowhere type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's yeah, the Aussie thing hit hard from all the times I spent with him, from the Sepultura open up for the last Sabbath shows. You know, it was only us and Alice in Chains. And then all the Ozfest we did together. I think I did two. We hang out a lot. He came in our bus a couple times. Always cool, always fun. And then we did a bunch of really cool shows. Like we did the Black Sabbath at man, that was a crazy lineup. Black Sabbath in London at Hyde Park. It was Motorhead, Soundgarden, Fate No More, Black Sabbath, and Soulfly. And I was thinking about that, like half of those bands are not here anymore, you know? It's crazy.
Wow.
We're
That
part
is
of
crazy.
that, and yeah, it's I put a little thing on my Instagram for him. I grabbed my iPad by myself, sat under a tree and just get made a thing for him, you know. And I thought to me that was like the best way to speak my heart. It's like nobody even filming me, man. I don't want nobody, nobody holding a camera, like myself with my iPad, just like hold press play myself, and it's like if I'm talking to him, it's like straight up. That's what I posted on my Instagram, It was like the from the heart as it could get. Um, but yeah, forever gonna be remembered, man. One of the greats for sure.
Absolutely. Sweet, dude. Well, I know I gotta let you go soon, but I cannot wait for this show, man. It's gonna be October 2nd at the Complex, which is funny because on Chaos A.D, when you're talking about the prison riots, October 2nd, 1992.
Wow.
And this show is gonna be October 2nd,
Yeah.
2025.
Awesome. That's so cool. And yeah, expected the whole we're not lefting anything, no stone unturned. We're playing every single second of the record.
Fuck yeah, dude. And like I said, it is my favorite. I love so many records you've done with all the bands you've been with, but Chaos
Might
AD
even,
has to be my favorite.
we might even have a little symptom there in the end there for the fans.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I was kind of hoping you were gonna say something like that, talking
Yeah,
about Ozzy.
I think we should. I think it was made for that record. It was the B-sides and end up in an Activity in Black one.
Yes.
Um, Although the letter I got from Ozzy was for the Soulfly,
Soulfly, Under the
which
Sun.
I got an actual letter from the man. I have framed and everything, but um, kind of like it was cool. It's cool that it was one of like man, I was so nervous to record Symptom too. I was like, it's like touching something sacred,
Yeah.
like you're not supposed to touch that, but I was like, I want to touch it.
Dude, that riff is just so badass.
Oh fuck it. I always told everybody if I could have one riff that not mine that I could claim, that would be it. The Simpson riff, man. Fucking Tony Iommi.
Yes, and I know that everyone's gonna lose their mind if you guys play that live. So I think that you should absolutely play Symptom. That would be
Yeah. Yeah.
phenomenal.
It's part of that record. It's part of that whole era, so it should be cool.
Yeah, and everyone else is mourning Ozzy too, so it would feel good to scream that song, and get something out.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's meant to be type thing, and but yeah, overall I'm very excited for this tour. I'm actually like relearning some of the riffs. There's actually some complicated shit there, man. I was jamming Amen. I was like, God, this song's kind of a bitch. It's fucking, it's like I don't remember being this complicated.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to go back and revisit the riffs, revisit the times. Actually, I get a lot of flashbacks from that era, and I'm sure on the tour I'm gonna get that again live, especially. I'll get flashbacks from the Chaos tour, which was really cool. Um, because I think at Chaos we toured with Pantera,
Oof.
uh, we toured with Ministry. It was cool. It was a awesome era in metal at that time. It was popping off hard. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. No doubt. A lot of like young fan. That's another thing that I really like. A lot of young fans never got to see this, and they get to see it now with the proper vocals and the proper drumming. The closest thing to the originals that you can get,
Oh yeah.
and it's we do justice when we do those things. Like you have to. we play them as hard and as a truthful as you can. Like we
Absolutely.
don't cut any corners, we don't. It's like playing with your full heart, like mean it, everything, leave it all out there. But yeah, I'm excited because, like I said, Chaos is definitely one of my favorite records of
Yeah.
all of
And I
all time.
wasn't around in the 90s. I was born in 96. So I always thought like, oh man, I'll never get to see Sepultura with Max. I'll never get to see those songs. I was always sad about it. So it is so amazing that you and Igor are doing these records and playing these full Sepultura sets. I can't tell you how much it means to me.
Awesome, man. That's cool.
All right, Max, I can't wait to see you, man. I'll be there with my dad. He introduced me to you guys, and it's gonna be special.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother.